where I'm going to talk through what I call the connections pyramid. It's a model that I created in order for people like me that are a little more visual to just see what I'm talking about rather than me just tell you about it. So the connections pyramid starts with, I guess, a baseline of, let's just say this whole empty space here is all the people that live in your city. So just everyone in the city, people you bump into the grocery store, what have you. So the first level of the connections pyramid here is work. So you're closer connected to people that you work with than just random strangers. So work, people that work for your company, people that work for your firm, your organization, you see them in the airport or around, they're wearing a logo golf shirt or a fleece. Maybe they're on their computer bag, they got the logo, whatever it is. Oh, cool, you work for the same company I do. Neat. All right, so the next level of the connections pyramid here is going to be certifications. And certifications might be hard to fit in the box, but I got mad skills, yo, look at that, certifications. All right, so certifications is what niche or what department do you work in within the work? So maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you're an attorney, maybe you're a CPA, but even within tax, are you in international tax for the company? Are you at a firm in corporate tax? Are you at a firm in individual tax, high net worth individuals, whatever kind of niche work you're in, that's the next level up, because everybody works for the company, but not everybody has that same niche as you do. And so then the next level up here, I believe, is education. So education. You see somebody that has maybe the degree hanging in their office, or on Casual Friday, they wear the logo from that school, or they're talking about the sports teams. All of a sudden, that's the next level up there. I went to the University of Notre Dame. Anyone else that went to Notre Dame, we're BFFs immediately. I don't care if you graduated 30 years before me, or you just graduated 3 years ago, we're best friends. And you have that instant bonding, those rivalry games you can talk about, what have you. So this is where the traditional model of professionalism tells you to stop. When you go to those networking events, or when you meet somebody and they say, what do? You say, oh, well, I work here and in this department, and this is where I went to school. And that's about it. And even the education part is a stretch, because professionalism tells us, hey, you don't want to creep them out, right? I mean, that's a little personal. But that's where we stop, right there. But there's the top level to this pyramid. And the top level is the best part, and that's play. So play. Play is everything you're doing when you're not at work. What do you do with your free time? Those hobbies and passions and interests that you have outside of work. That's that play level right there. And the cool thing is, with the connections pyramid, in my research, it's shown that your connections actually get stronger as you move up the connections pyramid. So all the people that live in your city, your stronger connections are with the people that have the same company that you do, or the same firm that you work at. Then in your department, then who went to same school you did, but then you get to play. And that's where the magic happens right there. Somebody else likes to garden, somebody else likes to mountain bike, somebody else loves horror movies, somebody else loves to go to concerts, somebody else plays the piano, somebody else is way into genealogy or makes kombucha, or whatever your hobby or passion is. That's that top level right there. But we only get to that magic if you share your outside of work hobby or passion and have a genuine interest in finding out what others are. And so that's where that top level happens. And once you start sharing those outside of work interests with each other and having those conversations around there and shining a light on those, then your brain's going to start to tingle, because there's brain science happening. So I'm going to, right there's my brain, pretty close, or at least I'm told that's where it is. Yeah, so there's two chemicals specifically that I'm going to talk about brain science wise. The first one is norepinephrine. So norepinephrine is you're interested in interesting things. So like I said earlier, you go to that networking event, somebody says, what do you do? When you stop at this level, or maybe even this level, great. Everyone else here is also a lawyer or a CPA or a successful professional of some sort. So that doesn't make you stand out at all to anyone. But you're interested in interesting things. That interesting thing happens here at play. That's when something's interesting. Wow, I didn't see that coming. That's fantastic. That's awesome. And there's follow-up questions from there. Then the next chemical that I'm going to talk about here is oxytocin. So after your brain releases norepinephrine, because you're interested in interesting things, right after that, your brain releases oxytocin. Now, oxytocin, some of you may know, is trust and bonding. That's where that happens. So maybe there's a big project or busy season, things like that, or a busy year, good God, in tax. That's pretty much what it was, unfortunately. Then that oxytocin, if you have that shared experience and that shared bonding with the people around you because you know their outside of work interests, then oxytocin makes those lows not so low. It's not as painful, it's not as bad as what it would be otherwise, because you're around people that are genuinely interested in you and you're genuinely interested in them. And so that's where trust and bonding happens. Now, the big phrase these days is trusted advisor, right? I'm a trusted advisor. I want to be a trusted advisor. Maybe your company has trusted advisor on their website, or trusted advisor on their business cards, or trusted advisor. Just say it. Just, I'm not an accountant. I'm a trusted advisor. I'm not an attorney. I'm a trusted advisor. Trusted advisor left and right. Well, here's the thing. Science tells you can't be a trusted advisor unless oxytocin is released. That's where trust and bonding happens, okay? Oxytocin isn't released unless norepinephrine is there. Norepinephrine isn't there unless you're interesting. So for the lawyers that love the court cases, let me reverse engineer that for you. You have to share your outside of work interests, hobbies, and passions in order for norepinephrine to be released. That's what makes you interesting. What makes you interesting then leads to trust and bonding with oxytocin. So if you want to call yourself a trusted advisor, you're going to have to be interesting, and you're going to have to share those outside of work hobbies, passions, and interests. That's just science. That's how it works.